sign of Aries. Now, for those of you that don't know, I'm a psychic medium. I channel energy as well as I'm going to connect the astrology in for you and tell you a little bit about the transits that are happening. And straight off the bat, I've selected a ruin for you, which it's such. And it's in reverse, which does make sense. Now, through this month, providing you can keep your cognitive wits about you, because you are governed by Mars. We are having Mars going retrograde on the 9th. If you can keep your wits about you and you can tap into your shadow sign, which is Libra, you may be able to keep balance. Now, you're going to have to use the higher and the lower to cope with this transit. Now, for you, you guys collectively will be looking at your ability to move forward. So initially, it does make sense that this ruin is in reverse, because moving into this transit, you may feel a little bit stuck, which is perfectly normal. Be gentle with yourself. Now, we are having today, which the energy will resonate for 2 to 3, maybe even 4 weeks. It's Pisces energy. So keep your fluid up. Be careful of caffeine, anything that's going to affect your cognitive ability. It's a great time at the moment to actually detox, because we have the Virgo placements there. Because for you, you're going to feel more fatigue. So keeping your engine in check is going to be super important, and actually being able to cope with the vibration this month is going to be important. If you were feeling fatigued last month, it is due to the fact that we have Aries in Chiron in retrograde. Oh, that's funny, giggle. Which this for Libras is their shadow sign as well. So we should always look at this sign when we jump into the higher and lower, when we look at our shadow. So, you know, for you, Aries, your shadow is Libra. So, you know, you may, it's super important that you have, that'll be all right. Super important that you have really great connections in your life that you can directly depend on, even though you are a very independent sign. You're very independent, right? But your shadow sign is you move into the energy of Libra, you know, to move towards connections, but you just got to make sure that they're the right connections. Otherwise, it can be very karmic in nature, especially when people let us down, which is inevitable, you know, because it's, you know, we place that energy in a location. Let's have a look at what's coming up. Oh, to that side. Where are you going, Aries? Where are you going? Well, you feel like you're going nowhere, I'll be honest. You feel like you're going nowhere. You feel like you're stuck. You don't want to make the wrong move. I'm going to pull a crowning energy. Okay, what is the crowning energy for Aries, please? Yes. Okay. Some of you are getting ready to drop and dump the junk. But this ruin does link to moon energy. Currently, as I mentioned, we have moon in Pisces, full moon in Pisces. Now, with the divination of this ruin, it's seal, duck, willow tree, moon in astrology, which currently we are having the full moon in Pisces, which for you guys falls in, oh, heck, no wonder. Okay, your 12th house. I don't know why I didn't know that. 12th house. So you're in that dark closet right now, right? You're in the dark. You're in the shadows. You're looking at, and look, Pisces at a very psychic level, and especially in the 12th house, very psychic. You know what you know what you know, right? If you get stuck there, it's not the crown chakra, it's the egoic pain body experience. It's fair, it'll be affected by the lower chakras. That's the reason I say, if you are in fair-based frequency, or if you feel abandonment, balance the lower chakras. Eat the yellow and the orange food groups. And I'm also feeling higher heart chakra, but it's more panicked. It's like panicked energy of, okay, this and that is coming at me. Gee, you know, can I handle all of this? It's a bit like everyone handing you this in life. Very Saturn in nature. It's like, there you go, you can handle this. And yes, you guys are highly able to handle a lot of adversity, but is it healthy? Not necessarily. So the crowning energy is maybe gossip, slander, being too concerned. Aries and Chiron, first house placement. What have I did? What are people saying? Yes, you can have that running through your head, and it's almost a song, to be quite honest. Now, in the reversal, This ruin relates to fear of change and procrastination, which does make sense because we have Aries and Chiron and retrograde. I'm going to sneeze. I never sneeze. And we also have the energy of Mars going retrograde, which is in your first house placement. Now, in the upper, what will happen as you adjust to this retrograde effect? It will be journey across water, imagination, intuition, artistic creativity, which creativity is in the lower chakras. It's our inner child energy. It's our co-creative energy of who we belong with, where we belong, and being fluid like the wind, which I've been really tapping into at the moment of what we need to be. Esoterically, it relates to soul journey, psychic powers, initiator of dreams, which what is that? 12th house placement of psychology, psychic energy, or the house of your imprisonment. You choose. Ultimately speaking, you're always going to be enlightened. A bit like Abraham Hicks, we can do this the easy way or we can do this the hard way. Now, the humanistic experience is when we are scared and there is a blockage, it's going to come up. It's inevitable. We can run from a situation, but the situational ship is resonating more from an internal battery compass point of view. So it's already has previously occurred. It's been activated by a new scenario, and you're fearing the old scenario. So there's this sense of avoidance towards something. It becomes heavier, 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 and louder to the point we directly relate to it. So whatever this is, I'll read it. In the reverse, this can be a challenging ruin, indicating a strong test of resolve with no quick solution, which means we've got to do the work. We've got to look at this. We need to look at the reality. What do we need to deal with? It does indicate that you possess the worthy vessel, however. So keep your nerves, set a good course, and all should be well. On an esoteric level, the cast may indicate that the quadrant is about to experience a great journey of the soul, which I would say dark night of the soul. Now, if you are a feminine energy, you may be looking at your shadow side of what you've already gone through, because Mars and Jupiter relate to the masculine. We've got yin yang, or it's direct separate individuals, feminine, masculine. So for you that are Aries, if you are a feminine, or this is your shadow sign, looking at this energy, what you're going to find is you're assessing what you've been through. You've been there, done that. Most feminine planets are direct. For a masculine, dark night of the soul energy, having to face your shadow. We currently have aspects this month. Let me look at the charts, because this will relate and be important for you. Where is that black moon placement? Where's Lilith? Okay, well, the first we did have Venus and Cancer squaring Lilith. So again, it's in Aries. So any aspects to Aries and Black Moon Lilith, yes, you're going through your shadow, and you will be till it goes direct, but you'll find it's just the initial Mars retrograde point. So yes, it will be the deepest, heaviest point moving forward, very karmic in nature, which makes sense because past position, we've got the wheel in reverse. Yet the ferryman's coming back to, he's coming to sort things out. You're going to have to make healthier choices because you know the alternate, right? So we already know that, which is why the wound has come up. And we're looking at things and going, heck, okay, we're going to face our shadow. What am I delaying? The reality is, even with this ruin, you already know what you want. It's not the issue, it's the healing. So it's alchemizing it. It's almost like, okay, you're walking out a door and you're choosing a certain path. Not choosing is still choosing. You're allowing universe to force your hand, which again, Jupiter, and that's if that's your situation. You might be at the higher vibration and have already worked through this last month. So Jupiter going direct. For males that are Aries, for you guys, what you're going to find is it can loosen as we move to the 13th. So it's going to be a little bit hard. And that can just be vibrational. It doesn't have to be 3D things are happening. You might be assessing your footings, assessing what you're doing. You're very independent. First house placement is you, right? So in a first house placement, when you're looking at a situation through a transit, because you have a lot of aspects occurring directly linking to your zodiac sign at the moment. It's okay. No, I can do this. I can handle this. But the truth is, we all have to do that. So, first house placement is okay. How do I feel about a situation? What do I want with this situation? Where do I want to go with it? So, it's almost like you're becoming the boss of your own life, which we always have been. But while we're kind of idle, we don't really think about that in layman's terms. When it really becomes heavy and you're like, oh, heck, okay, it's D-Day. I've got to do something here. Yes, it does become very much you're navigating that. But again, through fatigue, it's not necessarily that you don't have the tools to. The cognitive energy is totally required so that you're able to deal with even the slightest aspect, because it's been bombardment of heavy frequency, dark night of the soul. So yes, in the next 2 weeks, if you are feeling that, it's to let that old cycle go. It's there to aid you. It's all the things you've neglected, or even you feeling neglected. However it relates, a cycle is ending. You're looking at it. You can be really critical towards yourself at the moment. It was my fault. Oh my gosh, can I trust this? Will the same occur? Yin and yang, masculines and feminines, all of us feel this. Do we get through it? Yes, we do. Is it fun? No, it's not. But we're grateful after, because we're like, heck, that was hell. Really want to get through that. Now, you currently, where you stand, regardless of the past, you are making healthier choices. You have your self-esteem intact. You're able to understand that. Neptune and Pisces at the moment is hitting your 12th house. So you're looking through your hopes and dreams. You're looking through that dark closet. What do I want? Where do I want to go? How do I feel about this? But you're also getting the psychic downloads. So even if you're moving to the reversal of this ruin, where it's showing you why you're scared. Why is this coming up? Repeat pattern, repeat. Okay, well, but you want to do that, but this repeat of this ruin is there is going to be movement. Look at my foofy hair. Jeez Louise. I was like, I'm coming to do these reads. I don't care about the hair. I don't really, but Journey, soul journey. Yes, you are feeding your soul. Psychic power. Yes, you have intuition. You've got the psyche surrounding where those hopes and dreams are, what you need to let go of in order to do this. So Neptune and Pisces, yes. Going retrograde. Initially, some sort of a tower moment would have happened last month. But now you're dealing with the 3D nature of it. I look beautiful. I love you. Thank you. So you're moving forward and you're going, right, okay, I know what went down last month. That wasn't fun. Uranus retrograde is father figure of universe, father of Saturn, bang, went retrograde, hitting the Pisces placement. Wow, you're up in your head, you're thinking about it. What did I do? What did I say? Why did I do that? Or why did they? However it lands. Now, what am I doing to move forward? Now that I had that epiphany, which is always a 3D example, you have the warning signs from universe, which is always comes in threes. Ever heard of that? Always comes in threes? Okay, so you get the warning sign from universe. You're like, wow, near miss. Then you have the 3D. Oh, it happened. Then you have now do I want this to be very karmic in nature, or do I need to actually use my power, make a choice, because I know the choice is going to be taken from me if I don't, because that's the way I have to go. It's almost like we energetically, through a soul upgrade, are always the hermit card. Why? Because when we're purging, we're in hermit mode. When we're having to make a choice, it is us. It's Saturn energy. It's the spiritual energy of transformation and upgrade and movement forward. And when you look at the card, some of them in the actual, tarot card decks, it's almost a very wise old man moving forward, and there's nothing they can go back to. The reason is this, because they've outgrown it. It's a bit like a pot plant, but a plant being potted and it's outgrown the pot. There's nowhere to go but up. So you've just got to keep going. That's really the psychic download I'm getting with you guys, is that it is transforming. Even if you wanted to go back to that ignorant way of being, or a 3D situation, whatever it be, spiritually, when we've evolved, there's no going back. We can't fix the past, but we can move forward with what we have. So let's have a look at how this is going. Okay. I feel you guys are more selective. Now, I don't feel this is money. Spiritually, what, universe is showing me, you're just going to be more selective because you've got good choices, very karmic energy in the past, and feeling like you've got to hold everything. You've got to be protective. Yes, of those things that are important and yourself, yes, you do have to protect yourself. When we say healthy boundaries, it's with ourselves. When we say that, how do I put it? If you can tune into a person's channel, the more you've done work on yourself, you won't tend to take certain things as personal. And that's due to the fact that you can understand that they have hopes, dreams, desires. You have hopes, dreams, desires. If they don't match, it doesn't mean that there's not love. It's accepting. It's be it you're a soulmate, twin flame, or ascended soul, an indigo, whatever it is for you, it's really making that direct choice and going, okay, it doesn't mean that it's never, but you're checking where you are. And first, we must be in alignment with our cup of where we're going. So yes, energetically, you are sitting down with yourself and going, okay, what do I want? What is right for me? I'm being protective because I'm still healing, and that's okay. But I do feel you guys are going to be pretty honest with this. Now, you do have Cancer in the 4th house, which does mean emotions at home maybe have been a bit testy and icy at the moment. Maybe you were getting psychic downloads. Maybe you were actually tapping into what you believe home is. Even from a spiritual point of view, if you've lost someone, the emotions and the feelings and contracts and things to that degree coming up and you actually having to physically look at them. Now, moving forward mid-month, there is a lot of luck because we are having Venus and Leo. So it's hitting your luck and children zone and partnership energy. So it's, 4th house is psychology, domestic issues, endings, and parents. 5th house is romance, birth, children, and luck. So again, it's going to highlight the strength to move forward. Whatever was in the past, whatever you didn't get, whatever you do want to get, moving forward and moving towards the energy of luck. So it will be a lighter energy. However, with the heavy Virgo energy and Mercury, some conversations that transpired last month potentially caused issues with your nerves. If you had a real irritable stomach and you felt nauseated, it may have been due to the stress levels at work and the things you were dealing with, and even emotions related to it. Now, shared resources, in a sense, are going to come up between now and October. And we have, especially because we do have Juno and Libra, and your 8th house is Scorpio, it's meaning anyone you're going to share with needs to be on the same table. And if they're not, it can be very karmic in nature and it will cost you, both emotionally, spiritually, and financially. So you're making healthier choices into where you're going. Let's look at your career. Money, okay. A major decision is going to be made. Again, this can be linking to your 4th house placement. This can be linking to your relationships, which should start moving. You're in assessment at the moment because your shadow sign's Libra. Libra is your 7th house placement. Anything you're working with, any people you're working with, hello, love, you're going to have a deeper understanding into if that resonates with you. So tapping into your intuition, assessing your money, your contracts, your finances, how people play into situations, and what it's going to be. But I do feel it's moving forward. So you're taking stock of what everything is, and you're going to be moving through that door. So it is inevitable, but this can be auditing, checking your accounts. Again, holding on to things because you know where you're going. You might not have taken those direct steps yet, but you're being protective of yourself. You do have the tools at your disposition. So if you're wanting to do something with your cash component, I do feel you may be driven to or getting the downloads that you're going to be making a major decision in what way to move. So this can be buying a house, it can be Hydel, it can be tapping into a connection. But I feel you're getting prepared for something. It just feels you're prepared. You're like, okay, I'm going. I'm just looking at my past. I'm going and I'm taking my money with me and all my tools. Now, your career sector, some of you, again, may be feeling fatigued. Completely normal. Use some crystals. Now, the one thing I will say is use amethyst, and that is because we have Neptune and Pisces hitting your 12th house of psyche, psychic energy, house of imprisonment, where you're getting stuck, which again, well, if it's blocked, there'll be the ego involved. So you'll get headaches and things to that degree, eyesight issues, etc. The fatigue energy is because Mars is retrograding in your first house. So if you're tired, eat things that are giving you that vital force. Try and go organic. Drink smoothies. Keep your diet in check. Really be very timely in a sense of your time management. When you go home, have time out. Light yourself, shower if you have to, if you're around toxic people, and take time out. Don't burn out, because there's going to be plenty happening through the month. You don't want to fatigue yourself, because you may energetically look at your career sector and go, sod this, I don't want to do it. And really, it's not the greatest of times. I've tried to achieve everything prior to, look at this, prior to Mars retrograde. And that's because the fatigue factor is going to be there. But similar to Mercury retrograde, if you have to do something, you have to do something. So if you do decide to transit and do another job, you do, and keep moving forward. However, just bear in mind, this recuperation, getting through things, it's going to be a little bit more arduous, because by the 9th, we are having Mars going retrograde in your first house placement. You already would have been tired because of Chiron in Aries, first house placement, retrograde last month. So work through your workload, keep plodding through it. You will get to the end of it, but just give yourself a little bit of compassion, because we're having a 3 to 4 month transit of Mars retrograde. Now, the people surrounding you, your hopes and dreams, your aspirations, yes, there is a bit of a delay, but again, I would say due to the Mars energy, balance it in and you'll find things will flow. Your family, again, 4th house placement, guys. It's like Cancer. If it's been testing and you've had to be pretty strict with individuals around you, and you are trying to make a decision in your marriages, contracts, partnership zone, between now and October is when it will come up. And especially if somebody is really not working with you, I do feel by the time Pluto goes direct, you will really kick that situation to the curb. So your tribe and the people surrounding you, and any family dynamic that needs to be really tamed, balanced, it really needs to be done before the end of the year, because it is going to get more testing as the year progresses, because we're going to have a lot of aspects at the end of the year that can be quite heavy. So it's really go, go, go. That's what I'm saying at the moment. Now, your relationship, oh heck, well, that will be right. Okay, it's either you guys are working too hard and you're trying to spend time on the connection and you're fatigued in general, point blank zero, or you have 2 options. Which is probably why this karmic energy of the world in reverse is like that. That is in the past position. So some of you are, you're planning, you're looking at, again, marriages, contracts, partnerships. What do I do? Who do I want? Where do I go to? You do have the key, though. If you step back and meditate upon it, you do actually have a key. It may be something you're like procrastinating on in certain situations. Maybe fear of losing a person, fear of abandonment, tapping into it. If you're single, you're still doing this. Fear-based frequency can be coming up. You may feel replaced or something to that degree. But again, it's almost like it's a healing that's going on. It is a decision that is going to be made. There's a slight procrastination in the first week. Your psychology may be affected. But again, there could be massive communication around this time, where a lot of you are communicating and working through these differences. Now, it's weird because when I pulled these cards, my guides are interesting. Okay, I don't know. They must have comedy about them. But when I pulled the cards, I always get messages as I'm pulling it. Now, I did pull 2 to the left. And it's funny because I keep thinking Beyonce to the left, to the left. Now, okay, for those of you that maybe are on a soul path, a twin flame or anything to that degree, if there is a karmic involvement, the 2 to the left are actually this individual, okay? And I was like, and it's funny because I said to the left, which I used to laugh about that song, to the left, everything you own in the box to the left. Okay, they may be trying to balance things out. They may know about And balance, whenever I hear the term balance, I hear Libra, because of the scales. And again, Juno's in Libra till October, then it's transiting again. They may either A, be a Libra, or B, they could be trying to balance this connection. They also know it's not going to last. I feel for those of you who this part resonates with, because this isn't just a twin flame read, this is collective energy. There is a potential they do know about you. They might be holding on, but they also know they're wasting their time. This person is in the power position. They are aware of where they belong. They are healing. They maybe have gone through a traumatic situation. And again, this energy can be seeping through for your counterpart energy. So connect it how it lands. But this is a third party situation. Two's company, three's a crowd. A choice has been broken down. If there's external influences, and I'll just mention it from this point first, then I'll go into singles and couples. There could be an external situation going on, or they are the third energy. Two's company, three's a crowd. Clearing that up, and I do feel a lot of arguments. There's a lot of arguments here at play. This person's strict. This person's really potentially even a little bit aggressive, trying to avoid it. In and out, just really in and out. I'm hearing I'm going. So the I'm going energy, they're tired of it. Like, they don't enjoy this either. Neither one of them are on the same page. This one of them is very passive in nature, really focused on who they love. They already know this. Maybe that this other energy isn't allowing it. And because they don't want the conflict of fights, there's an ignoring energy. It's like just either blocking the number, blocking the phone, not wanting to deal or talk to this individual. They're not even thinking about it. They don't even think that, how do I put it? This third party energy, they're not even thinking about the separation. Now, when I say the separation, I'm meaning directly to there is a third party situation, because they already know who they love and where they're going. They've made a conscious decision. They're not up in their heads about it. They're trying to recoup from the adversity that they dealt with in this situation. I'm even getting a headache from it. Something that's coming up they're quite not ready for. Not ready, I would say, because they have been fighting quite a bit. They have been actually fighting through trying to clear this karma, clear this old cycle that hasn't gone away. Maybe this person was a little bit stalkerish in nature and not letting them free from the situation. But they're on guard, so, try not to take it personal. It is very hard to be in that limbo. They have felt the same. Because their guides are actually making them do something in a particular format, because a lesson had to be learnt. So at the moment, they're actually healing through this process and feeling very fatigued. So this is causing a change of plans. And I do feel when it does come to when they don't know, but this card is going to go to the upright, which I'm feeling anywhere between mid-month to October. Yeah, they're trying to be rational. They're not trying to be mean. So if you find that the communication isn't fluid, it's because they're tying up this situation, which is quite messy. They know that there's a lot to say. They know that there's a lot to talk about. They also feel you have made a lot of sacrifices. This isn't making this process any easier. They are in cognitive awareness of this and know that you have endured much misfortune and wish them to grow. Some of you are thinking that maybe there's a baby or a child. There might have been a blockage to do with that. It's just a wound. Look, for some of you, it's merely a wound that hasn't been healed. My leg's falling asleep. Excuse me. Okay. Now, those of you in the connection, there's an external influence that's bugging you. This can be a family member. It could be a boss, but there just seems to be this interfering energy. Again, two's company, three's a crowd. No. The love interest doesn't want to fight. They don't want any dramas. They just want this to calm down. But I do feel what they're not saying is the reality of the burden. What is coming is you're physically not wanting adversity. You're like, look, please clean up this side over here. They're merely wanting a 2.5 second break, which is great, but it might have been going on for a long time. So this 2.5 second break is probably amplified because of Mars going retrograde, which can bring additional adversity and conflict, but it will make them actually push through and drop situations like hot potatoes. Now, cross watchers energy, love interest energy. I'll pull 3 cards for you. Otherwise, if you are wanting a booking, you can go to the link below. That was a mouthful. Didn't even get to read your messages. Okay, yes, the tower is coming down. Yes, the devil in the detail is going to be dealt with. Look at this. Clarity. Tower moment. Explosive, right? Devil energy of the past. Cycle that hasn't ended. Really, and then it coming to an end. All right. I'm telling you. Go listen to the Leo King. He will even tell you in astrology. Energetically, psychically, I pick that. I pick the fact that, always listen to your intuition with things, guys. And it's not even intuition. If you have a vibe that comes over you and it doesn't quite make sense, and you end up doing particular things, please trust it. Your guides are giving you download to do it. Do what you need to do. Do what you're guided to do. Definitely psychic protection this month. Tourmaline, you can use onyx, citrine to clear toxicity, amethyst for your crown chakra and fluid. And yeah, clear your home. Definitely clear home. Not a great time to charge crystals. Yeah. Even though it's a Pisces moon, which is psychic in nature, it's more a flushing. Picture a toilet and charging your crystals through a toilet. No, we're purging it, so you don't want to charge your crystals with space junk. I always laugh about that. It's like you look at some of the transits and people are doing moon energy dances and it's like, do you know what this transit is? Yeah, no, probably the best time to be doing that. You're going to bring the 4D. Don't be doing that. Any questions? No questions. We're super quiet in the house. Technology's been playing up at the moment. Uranus retrograde affects intranet. Bit like Mercury going retrograde. So, hi, Stefan. How are we all doing? Are you getting tired yet, Stefan? Is your twin getting tired? Even those of you that are just in a relationship, I just feel there's a family member or somebody really bugging you. Yeah. I do feel you're going to end up talking to somebody in particular about that. Yeah, I just want to say, I'm telling you, like I was going to say that to you, Shelley, 2 seconds ago. And it's funny because I was going to use my Nivea lip balm to take, it looks wrong though. And it's blue, so you may be getting communication. Yeah. Who are we having next? Leo and then Sagittarius. And then I have a lovely lady in the afternoon. I'll be seeing one of my regular ladies. So we're doing all the fire signs now. Yeah, well, blue. I'm surprised you haven't yet. Yeah, next 48 hours potential. There's a potential. Yeah, so next 48 hours, I reckon. Just keep grounded. I've got to research this. I just keep hearing the floor is lava. It is doing my head in. Such an Aussie. Cool. I'm Atlanta. Yeah, I'm with you. Come on. Neptune and Pisces, girl? Oh, he got real life problems. Yeah. Anyhow, we are coming back to do Leo. I'm going to have a quick break and come back in about 10 and do the video for Leo. Shuffle these and I'll smoke them. Not like literally, but, you know, incense them and maybe tame this hair. We're getting there. That may be good considering I have no energy. Yes, it's good. Yeah. That's the purge of the ego because you're in... I really have to do a video for Divine Feminines. I really have to do a video for Divine Feminines and some tips about the terms that we use, like detachment. Like I think people misconstrue and misunderstand the term having no expectation. More through the journey for communication. If you do look back and you look at things, it's more you made peace with it. So what does that mean? You've meditated upon that crap so much that you physically can't think about it anymore. And you're like, look, even if it does or doesn't make sense, you're like, oh, I can't think about it anymore. You're tired. That's detachment. You're letting go. You're like, what did you hide, giggle? So detachment is you're physically fatigued. You don't want to look at it anymore. You're like, it is what it is. And then you're like, you basically feel that everything is gone and maybe it's not. And then, yes, bang, you get communication because you're not fighting it anymore. You're not fighting yourself. You're not fighting understanding the journey. You're fatigued. It's like, it was, it is. And you just like breathe. Anywho, I'll be back in a minute. I love yous.